Hey, Ryan. We got a little issue here. Let's do it all over again. Oops, this is not the one. Or is it? Yes, it is. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Jessica. All right. Okay. Let me get my head out of the way. As you see, different type of screen here today. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do something a little different today. Hello, Madonna. How are you? Okay, guys. You guys gonna have to type in. What would you like to see me teach you today? What subject? Right now, it's a bare canvas. If you guys got anything you would like me to paint, well, what would you like me to show you? Fix my mic. Oh, that's right. I forget. She's a little picky today. I think I got it. I had to do some computer stuff and it got me a little sidetracked. Sorry about that. I'll repeat it. This is a 12 by 16 inch watercolor paper. That's all it is. I just took my giant sheet of watercolor paper, folded it in half, put the adhesive glue on it, and tacked it up there. So that's all this is. It's just watercolor paper. All right. Hey Billy, what's going on? Okay. Well, considering I did waves yesterday night, Billy, I got a whole thing on waves. Actually, it was on yesterday. One big giant wave, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I did waves last night. Big giant wave, smaller waves in the back. Yeah, I did a whole ocean one yesterday. So that was covered. And I got just black and white right now for paint. Hey Vermont, what's going on? Today is I'm just going to show people whatever. Billy mentioned waves, but I did a whole batch of waves yesterday, and Billy's the only one that's typing in. All right, he done said something about florals, so it looks like we're gonna do something about a floral, since nobody else typed in anything. All right, just got black and white, and I guess I'll do a black and white floral of some sort. Okay, let's get a 1/2 inch brush. See if I got one on standby around here somewhere. I'm sure I do. I just gotta look for it. There we are. Come to daddy. All right, got a 1/2 inch brush here. Yeah, it'll be a monochrome floral for right now. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna, well, if it was more landscape, I would use water, but since it's gonna be some kind of a floral, It's a little dark in here. When I'm thrown off, my brain don't work right when I'm thrown off my game here. It looks a little dark. I'm gonna have to get up and throw some light on the subject. I got my shades, my blinders closed. You guys can travel with me here. My mic is long enough for me to kind of open up the blinds here. I just like a certain amount of light going on, and we don't have it. I'm gonna have to walk across the camera and undo these. Like I said, I just like a certain amount of light in here, and I'm not getting it. I can automatically just tell. And plus I don't have my main light on. I think I'm able to stretch it and turn that on. There we go. All right, we got our light. The way I'm hooked up to this camera, I gotta do a few acrobatics if I move away from this spot, so. Okay. Rocks in a stream. Okay. All right. Well, let's tackle the floral thing. A few different ways to do floral. Since now Billy does spray paint, so I don't know how he's gonna do this one, but I'll do one real quick here. Yes, black and white. Can I send you a picture to try and paint? Yeah, just send it through Messenger. So let's do something with a floral here. I'll just take out some white, plenty of white, little touch of black. We'll grade up just a small bit here. Okay. I don't have to really add a lot of glisten to it as of right now. It's just me pretty much just getting the basic kind of flower shape. So I'll just do some kind of pattern here, just like this. I'll try to make it big enough so you guys can somewhat see this thing. As you see, I'm just kind of throwing that glob in there, just like this. All right. Now what I can do is just zoom in on it. So let me kind of pop this and move this over like that, and I'll put a focus on it. Okay, so it comes in pretty sharp. All right, I won't try to be too fancy with it. I'll darken the middle right about, we'll kind of pop it right in here in a circular fashion like this. All right. And then I'll get a little more black. We'll put something down on the bottom. Looks like a little smile right in here. Okay. Just like that. All right. So you essentially got a little bit of the bowl. The bowl's kind of lean, kind of thin, this area, but that's all right. We're going to work with that. All right. Now, you can make the little glob any way you want. Okay. I just did a circular one for right now. All right. I'll take a little dot of white paint. All roads lead to Rome. We'll put the dot right there. Okay. Okay. And since we're doing some kind of a floral, well, I'm gonna show you with this pen. Okay, all roads lead to Rome. Out here will be your outside petals. Real simple flower. We'll just sketch it out real fast. I think it probably would be, I'll just do it with the pen. We'll see what happens. We'll do a flower like this. Is like the outer lip. So right from, if you break it up in fours, like this. Okay, and this is the top. We're going to take from the top here, and we'll go out. Come out here. You got one. You got one here. You got two. You can do the same thing here on this side. Out and three. Whatever one you paint first will be covered over by the other flower. So if you painted this one first, the other two might be covered. Okay, now out here in this area here, essentially will be pretty much like the front of the flower. All right, so it would be almost like painting lips. You start off from the middle like this, come here, it comes down like that. All right, so you got one there, and you continue it on the other side, pretty much like that, and then your outside leaves or petals will come out this way. So your outside petals would kind of flare out here. Well, we do one for that one. We'll do it pretty even. We'll come out like this. This dark part in here, it will come out here. Let's do a nice size one right here, and you got one in the middle here. Okay, it's gonna fade in to this black. Remember, I'll go this way. Okay, everything is aiming in that direction. This is where all your strokes will come into play. Okay, now you guys can repeat this video, repeat this video, repeat this video. All right. Okay. So, where do you want to start from? Pretty much up to you. Let's go back into our white. Once again, pretty much up to you how you want to do this. I'm gonna get a little glycerin this time. The glycerin, thin the paint out, make it flow a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna go into my black, gray it up a little bit. All right. This is pretty much still the first coat. Okay, I'm gonna pull this brush towards me so I get a nice sharp edge. Get that edge nice and sharp there. All right. All right. And what you do now is you're just shaping the flower. Don't matter which one you do as for right now. Press, come on down. When you get to that dark part, you just lift up. You do an overlap. Overlap your flower and you come on in. Overlap and you come on in. Boom, like that. You're gonna repeat that process. It can get a little monotonous. We'll go to the other side here. Come out, press, you come on in. Press, come on in. Press, shape it, come on in. Okay, now because this flower is pretty much gray, you're not really gonna see too much until I start to put little highlights in it. I'm just going from one side to the next. Probably need a little more glycerin because I can feel the paint kind of getting a little tacky on me. And like I say, the glycerin just helps the paint move around, thins it out a little bit so you can move it around this paper. There's no medium on this paper. Now you don't see none of the edges or anything. All right, but it's all right. It's okay. Now, this center can be probably a little bit darker because you need some contrast. That gives you the illusion of the flowers going into like a little pit, all right, of darkness. No matter if you use color or black and white. Okay, so I'm gonna take this part right in here. I'm gonna go just a little darker, and I'm gonna flare it outward. Just flare it outward a little bit. And once again, it just gives you that illusion of the flowers going into. Just like that. All right. We'll just darken that up a little bit. Okay. All right. Now that we've done that, now in doing florals like this in this fashion, you get some paint kind of caked up on the, you just take it and just wipe it off real quick. All right. More for the sake of time than anything else. The outside flower, let's tackle that for a second. I'm going to contaminate this bright white a little bit. I'm going to dip into a little glycerin. I'm going to contaminate. These are the flowers that are folded over facing us. That's these two guys here. All right. I'm just going to take it and go out that way with it. Same thing here. Just repeat the process. Thick and thin. Now, it's up to you which one goes first. Okay, because they're overlapping each other. It's fine. So now you get the top edge here, turns around, goes to this top edge. Same thing here. This top edge turns around and goes into that top edge, like that. All right. Okay. Now remember, you got this dark here. It's going to be our little shadow thing going on there. All right, let's return that little dot right back. Remember, all roads lead to Rome. We'll put that dot right back there, all right? I'll check it out, Bruce, but thank you for sending it. Okay, so we got that outside edge. Okay, all right. Let's get a little bit like, now this is also a good lesson in gradation and values. It's a good study in values. Now if you look at the gray down here, different values of gray here, you see. All right, these little outside guys here, we're gonna just go, remember, you're gonna, everything kind of goes towards that dot there. I'm just overlapping a bit, and the reason I'm using the white and, well, the gray is because it's covering up those pin marks. Okay, and at this stage, so you're gonna see the different values of gray going on with it. Okay, these fellows are kind of underneath, more or less. We'll darken it up a little bit, give a little separation between all of these guys. Now I should have done the outside guys first, but I didn't, and it's all right. I'll just come in here. These fellows are on the bottom. I need a little more glycerin. There is no glycerin or any medium on the paper itself, so I'll put it into the paint. Okay, you can use glycerin in both ways. Okay. All right, that's fine. Right up in here, I push out. Okay, I push out, come on in, and when you get towards the darker area, you just kind of lift up off the brush a little bit. So a lot of this is a lot of just brush tricks, really. A lot of this is going to happen during the highlights. Okay, so it doesn't look like much right now. Take my little towel brush, just wipe it off. All right. Okay, let's get a little bit more white. Let's go right in here. Lighten it up a little bit, just like that. Get a touch of glycerin, just a little touch, kind of make it a little soupy here. Pull it out towards me so you get a nice wedge. Now what you do, I'll do the one in the middle first. Is now for this middle one, okay, I'm not going to do anything really fancy. Pull it out and just come on in. Everything aims toward, I'm overlapping a little bit. Now the striations is going to help you with your strokes. All right. If you don't want the striations, you just keep going over it. You'll get them still, but keep going over it, and they'll disappear on you. Okay, but this is, like I said, this is just an example. For the other flower that's going to be on top of this one, you start, come on around, and put it round in there like that. Come right on in, like so. Okay. I'm gonna go on the other side, right about here. I'm not gonna push back or anything like that. Just like so. Okay. Clean off the brush a little bit. Now, I'm gonna let that tack up. We're gonna tackle these fellows up top here. Go a little more white. Put it right in there. The light source, up to you, where you want the light to be. Okay. Let's do the middle one. We'll do the one in the middle. We'll come out here and we'll come on in there like that. Get a little more glycerin. I need my glycerin to make that disappear and let those striations be a little smoother. Press, come on in. Press. I'm overlapping a bit too. I'm overlapping each stroke. Come on around. Okay, remember, everything aims towards that dot. You got me? All right. Okay. And you tackle each one This one is above the other. And it comes on in there like so. All right. I know you guys really haven't seen monochrome flowers too much, but once again, it's a nice study in gradation and tone and all that fun stuff. And we're gonna come on around in there like that. Now, let's take a little bit of black. I'm going to go in reverse here. These two side flowers, we're going to go from here and we're going to flare it outward. We're going to come on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. And we're just really accentuating the dark part of the flower like that. Okay. All right. Go dip into a little glycerin, put it over in here, get a little more titanium white. Pull, keep a nice wedged edge. I'm going to come in and kind of pop those in there on the side like that. Do the same thing out here. Sometimes it'll help if you go outside the line a little bit. Okay. Now, clean off the brush. Wipe it off again. We're going to go more into some white. We'll put the white right down here. And just a touch of glycerin there for our little highlight. I flip the brush over. Okay. Well, let's play up here. Let's give it a little tug in the opposite direction and come on in. It's not white enough. Not thick enough. Then again, you got a white background too. So. And I'm just giving a nice little rim of paint there. I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna kind of flare it out like that. Dip it in there. All right. Now you're not gonna see that too well. I gotta darken this area right in here, just kind of, and that will help show off that fold I got in there. So I'll just make the inside of that flower just a little darker. Now you can see the fold there. I'll do it again. I'll do it the smart way on the other side. This side right here, just come in and make it a little darker like that. Bring it in and make it a little darker like that. I'm gonna wipe off my brush, go back into that white, and we'll make a petal fold in there. And right here at the edge of the brush, right here, come out. It's not bright enough. Gotta be fairly bright to show it off. Then again, I'm working with a white background, so that makes it a little tough. Just like that. Now you got another folded edge in there. Okay. All right. We go towards the edge and a flick of the wrist, really, to highlight certain petals. More white, less glycerin, more white. Gonna have to with this one. Come on in like this. Pop it in there. Just like that. And you see all the strokes are still going towards that center. All right. We'll try a little more white. It's got some glycerin on it, not really too much. Inside of the in this area here, you start adding little, give it a little push. And you start adding a little inside petals. It's a little push and a flick of the wrist. Okay, like so. And you continue it on. Still, if you notice, I'm aiming everything still towards that dot. Even though I'm swinging the brush in the direction of the dot, still a little, just a flick of the wrist there. All right. Now you see what happens when I don't use enough glycerin. It gives kind of an abrupt ending there. We'll do one here in the middle, right in here. This guy is kind of right there in the front petals and in there like that. These two individuals, we'll use this white. We still got enough bright white. These two guys, the horizon point or the vanishing point is different because it's facing us. So it's down below. Another dot. It's down below, right here and right here. All right. So you take your brush and you aim in the direction. Give it a little push if you got to, but it aims toward that dot. No matter what angle you're going at, it aims toward the dot. Little slight push. So it's almost like how can I say this? It's kind of like you know, in school where in kindergarten or first grade they teach you the alphabet and you got to keep repeating it, a whole page of a whole line of A's, a whole line of B's. Well, it's pretty much the same way with the florals. Okay, we're gonna give it a little push with this petal and go in. A little push. Come on, these are the highlights. Push a little bit outside the line. The last one here, you can kind of swing it inward. All right, even for this one here, you kind of swing that paint press a little bit so you can have a petal separation there. A little more white, put it right in there. Now I'm doing it with white. You can do it with pretty much any color, you know, you choose. Let's do the middle one here. The middle one, I'm not going to add that edge. This middle one here is kind of in the bottom, so we do it like that. Get some more white. You need plenty of paint. You're going to give it a little push. Come here, lay it down pretty thick because that petal is overshadowing the one petal on the bottom. You come over here and you do the same thing there. Okay. Now I can take that and darken it a little bit and these guys will really show out. Okay. But I want you to see something also. You see the ones on the side are underneath, so they're a little darker. So let's wipe this off real quick. Let's go into some glycerin. We're going into this darker gray, or it's still light gray, but it's a little darker than what's up there. I'll make a quick glaze and we'll kind of see, we'll just kind of darken this guy in a little bit like that. And to accentuate that dark, I'm gonna just take a little tip of black up in here and we'll kind of, in reverse, just fade it out. It gets a little thicker in the middle, heavier in the middle, kind of lighter on the edge. Now you got the impression of these guys being on top. This one's underneath a bit. Okay. All right. That's basically how you kind of get your flower going. All right. Okay. As I'm looking at it here, need some more white pretty soon. I know we got our pin marks, but that's all right. That's the glycerin that kind of does that, and that's all right. That's a-okay. That's all right. Once again, you can get it darker and darker, all up to you. I'm gonna need some more white. Now I can also, once again, go in reverse and add more black to this, which will give this flower even more depth. All right, and to do that, a little touch of black. Now I got white on the brush, it doesn't matter at this point. And go in reverse. So if you want to, kind of accentuate the darkness, just kind of flare it out a little bit. It's light on the edges, a little heavier in the middle. Okay. And all I'm doing really is bringing out the other petals. They stand out more. A little higher in the middle. You can do this here. There's a fold there, so that's a little darker. But you see what it's starting to look like now? See how that darkness helps? Get some of that darkness right up in here, kind of accentuate the the other flower, like so. We'll bring it right to the side there. This one's okay, really. Don't have to add too much there. Okay. This one here, I can get a shade so darker. It's like this. Kind of swing it around there, like that. As you make them darker, you can make the lighter stuff even lighter. I'm not going to add any glycerin to it, just pure titanium white. Pure white. And it really kind of stick out there like that. See that? Keep playing with it. Press and fade away. Okay. And it really brings it out. I can kind of play around with the outside here. This is up to you. You don't have to. Okay. Once again, this is just all titanium white, no glycerin or anything. And it's a flick of the wrist. It takes practice. I won't lie. I'll look at your chats in a second. It does. It takes a little practice. For some reason, this chat is acting really funny. Nope, you guys aren't seeing anything. Hey, Rob on the road. How you doing, sir? All right. As I'm doing this, let's go to the leaves. We'll come back in here. We'll add a little black to the white I have here. Okay. Okay. The leaves for something like this. I'll show it to you this way. Let's make a line like that. Okay. Let's water that up a little bit. You can start off like a kite formation. All right. You join them. It does. It looks like a kite. Come here in the center and you just kind of fill it in to a point. Now, once again, I'll take a little dot of white. I'll put it right here. Okay, you guys should be able to see that. Your strokes, look at the angle. Take that angle. You aim it towards that dot. All right. You're not going to really see any striations because it's just the same color right now until I do the highlighting or the shading. And you just really aim it toward the dot. They get obviously shorter and shorter as you get towards the point. Okay. We'll do it again. We'll do the kite. We'll put one right here. You guys should be able to see that. If not, let's go up above here like that. All right. We'll put the kite a little higher, a little closer to the petal like that. You come out here. Come here. It's another kite, right? Let's get a little touch of glycerin in here. A little bit of white. A little bit of black in there. Make this a little darker. Okay. Once again, kind of fill that edge up like that. Remember that where the point would be. See that angle right here? You follow that angle. And you lift up, follow that angle. Like so. Get a little more glycerin. The paint does tack up quickly. It's thin. When you thin the paint out, the air gets to it and it just dries fast. Really fast. Now, when I get to highlighting, you'll actually see what I'm talking about. Right now, you just see a glob. All right. Don't do even numbers. Do odd numbers. It settles in the eye better. All right. Like I say, this is just an example. Here's the way I would normally do one now. Is I would just kind of flesh the thing out like that. All right. And get a batch of paint, and I will just kind of do it my own way. They get shorter and shorter. When you get accustomed to it, you'll be able to do it the other way that I'm showing you right now. Okay. You get really interesting shapes and stuff going on with it. All right. Okay, let's clean off this brush. Let's add some highlights. Get some glycerin. I'll put the glycerin right here. Get some white paint. Pop it in there like that. Just mash it in there. Pull the paint, get a nice wedged, sharp edge. We'll have the light source come from over here. Press and you lift. The striations of the flower is what really does it with this. Okay, we'll come on this side, we do the same thing. Come on over. Okay, same thing here. Come on through, press, push, and lift up. Okay, press, push, and lift up. Let's get some of that off there. Let's go to our black here. We'll just kind of put it in there. It's like that same premise. On the other side. Press, lift, press, lift. Okay. A little more black. Put it in there. It's repetitive. Press and you gently lift up. You'll get accustomed to this the more you do it. Trust me, you will get accustomed to doing this the more you do them. All right. Now I'm doing this on watercolor paper. It's got tooth on it. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of white. I'm just using the angle of the brush, the tip of the brush. We'll put the vein in the center in there real fast there. Okay, then you can add and take away, whatever you see fit. Now it's hard for me to get a little edge here for the highlights because once again, how can you see it with the white background when you're doing a black and white flower? It's kind of difficult, but I'll give it a little slight push. If you get too much paint caked up, and you will. All right, Marilyn, I seen that you wrote me, but I have to look at it in a second. Like I say, if it was a darker background, obviously it would show that much more. But anyway, all right, that's what we got so far. All right. It's simple floral, not much to it. What else can I show you? People a little nervous about doing vines and such. You use the corner of the brush. This has got glycerin in it. I don't know if it has enough, but you just use the corner of the brush. All right, corner of the brush. I'll just come here. Nope, it's need more glycerin. Gotta be really, or water, either one of the two. I'll do it again. So we'll do a quick little vine here, right? Something like that. We'll have one come. No, I'll do it where you guys can at least see it. I gotta be mindful of where the camera is. I'll turn the brush around because I know I got more paint on one side. Take the brush, let's dip a little bit of white and black together. We'll just kind of make a mash of it like this. All right, so it's just a mash of color right there. Look where the angle of the brush is, the flat edge. Okay, you press, and you give it a wiggle, come up, give it a little point, and it looks like that. Of course, it's too high because, this is me. Let's draw back a little bit. You guys see that? We're gonna do it again, don't worry. Don't be afraid to overlap. Give it a little point. Look at the way they look. Not much effort. Press, wiggle, give it a little. Gotta have a little point there. Press, wiggle, come back up, little point. You can do these rather quickly. I'm just slowing it down so you guys can actually see what it is I'm doing here. Okay, we'll put one right at the tip there, like that. A little bit better there, like that. Get some more. Just kind of bash it in there a little bit. Some white, some black. All right. flip the brush around, one right there. That one kind of looked like it's going in the other direction. We'll correct that and do it like that. So we got it going over that leaf, which is fine. All right, pop one right in here, like so. Okay. Even though it's in black and white, but you can kind of see the natural look of it. We'll put the top right here, right there like that. And we'll have one adjoining in that side, one adjoining on the other side. Pretty neat for a black and white flower, right? Not too much. You see that? Pop it in there. Okay, let's get plenty of glycerin. I'm gonna fill my brush up with glycerin. We'll just kind of pop it in there like that. Get some black on one corner. Doesn't matter. Wedge that black in there, just like that. You can pull out a little bit here. That should be fine. Just put it back here. All right, let's get the focus on it. All right. Okay. We're gonna come. We'll come right here. We'll make a thick one first, and then we'll pan it out. Thick, 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 thick. Turn the brush. 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 And it goes like that. That's one down. A little stiff. It's okay. We'll just take one. We'll make it thick. Thick, 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 thick. Turn it. Turn it. Turn it. Turn it. Turn it. Cross the other one, and have it just come on down like that. All right. Yep. We'll just add some white to it, and we'll turn it. Let's add a little more body to that one like that. All right. A lot of glycerin here, because I need this stuff to kind of flow pretty easy. Let's go on the other side. We'll go thin, thick, and thin again. Thin, thick, and thin again. All right. Let's just pop another one there. We'll have it thick here. Stop, thin, and just drape over the other one. Come on down like that. Okay. But you see how we're starting to look. All right. Once again, you just keep rewinding this video, Let me see what Marilyn's talking about. No, it's not a lost cause. Not at all. Actually, some of that dark that you got going on actually helps. Okay, Marilyn, I want you to see something. You're not going to see it on me because it's just the way the lighting is on my face. But you got to see where the light naturally catches on the human face. All right, where the cheekbones are, you see where the light's hitting right here. Okay, you see where the point of the light is hitting on the forehead, or even the side view. Look at my nose. See that? See the light hit right here? So the bones of the face catches the light. Tip of the nose catches the light. Each nostril catches the light. Anything with it's a curve like this, like my head. See the curve? All right, that's where the light is reflecting off of. Look at the cheekbones here. The bridge of the nose. Look at my lips, right here. See where the light hits? All right. Follow the same thing with your painting. Okay. Even towards the side, it's hard for me to try to show you the side. I'm looking at the TV here. Okay, but obviously there's shadow because there's no light underneath your chin. All right, but you see the side of the neck here where the light hits. So it's all where the light source is. So no, it's not. You're not in any peril. All right, and since I am talking to Bruce, okay, Bruce, I see what you're talking about there. That's not as difficult as you would think, Bruce. But I'll show you something with that. Anyway, for the flower, yeah, you can do a whole bunch of those, whole bunch of these little filler things going on there. But that's basically how you would get started on it. All right, I started them like this. I think they almost pretty much look like this too. Okay, you'll see well, if you zoom up, if I zoom up close, you'll see the pen marks, but then again, it's just a whole lot of glaze and glycerin doing that. But I had to show you that because if I didn't sketch it out, you guys would be totally lost. But you do it, you handle it a bit at a time. That's all. Okay, that's all. So, someone wanted rocks and, hold on. Rocks in a stream. Okay, we'll do it over here. Rocks in a stream. So, rocks in a stream. First off, rocks in a stream. Let's say, if you start with the letter S, usually, I'll do it this way. You start with okay, let's start with the letter S like that, all right? Okay. Once again, it's kind of a perspective shot. We'll zoom in a little bit. We'll put it right about here. All right. Rocks in a stream. Let's see, are we at the end? Yeah, of the tape, yes. Okay. All right. It's a perspective type of thing. Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it this way. All right. We'll go in this direction. And once again, I'll just kind of sketch out. Now you repeat the same process, but it gets a little wider. All right, like that. Okay, as it gets wider, okay, where that is, the land comes in, and then it really just kind of goes on out there. What kind of sells it is obviously the land you have here. It can be a mountain, it can be whatever. All right. But that's what adds to really your perspective. It's narrow here and it just gets wider and wider. Okay, so you got a land mass here, you got a land mass here, and believe it or not, you got a land mass here. All right, you got another one right here, if you would like it to be. All right. Now, it's up to you how wide or how narrow you want the little stream. Okay, as of right now, you don't have any sense of scale. Some people will think this is just a giant winding Mississippi or whatever, or it could be a little creek. All depends. Okay. Let's go here with this gray a little bit. And we'll put like down here, where we're gonna put some of this. We'll just do it here. Down here on the bottom, we'll kind of pop in some things in here like this, right? Thin, thick, thin, thin, thick, thin, thin, thick, thin, like that. All right, something like that in there. Come here, then, like that. I'm gonna wipe off my brush for a second, real quick. Let's go half black, half white, just for a quick minute. All right. We'll kind of mix it with gray. All right, we'll come here. We'll come over here and thin, thick, thin. I'm doing this on purpose, actually. A little black, a little white, back and forth, back and forth. Actually, let's get a little glycerin in that. I shouldn't do it with the glycerin, but I should have did it with water, but it's okay. Like that. We'll kind of pop them in there. Pop a couple of them in there like this. They get a little smaller. Kind of pop them in there. Put them in between. We'll come out here for a little bit. Get a little more white. White's going to kind of turn gray. It's all right. Okay. We'll let it tack up a little. Okay. All right. Let's take a wider brush. We're just kind of filling it in. get a little glycerin. We'll go into this stuff right in here and kind of stir it up there. Get a little bit of white, pop it in there. Yeah, we'll use this amount of gray. This should be okay. All right. We'll kind of paint that in real fast. It's just glycerin and paint. It's all right. Something like that in there. Get a little bit of black, mix it right in there like this. Okay. It's a little closer to us, so we'll make it a little darker right up in here. This is more or less aerial perspective. A little bit of linear and aerial, because obviously things that are a little closer are a little darker. So that's why I'm just patting this stuff in here like that. Real quick here. Okay. Just like that. All right. Okay. A little more black. Just a touch. Just like that. And obviously being up in front here, it's not totally black. Obviously, anything, I mean, you put a little ounce of white in there, and it's not going to be totally black. It gets very deep gray, but it's not totally black. Okay. All right. Now we're going reverse. We add a little white to that. As you can see down here, the color shift or tonal shift. It's not really color, and we'll put some of that right here. Pop it in there a little bit like that. All right. Okay. Now let's get some glycerin into this mix. What glycerin does, once again, is make this stuff transparent. You got me? There's a reason why I put these down here first. Now it's going to backfire on me because I used glycerin instead of paint. I should have used paint and water for this part, and I didn't, so I'm gonna pay for that. All right, let's go back here. No, too dark. I gotta lighten that up a tad. Let's see if I go here with it and get some glycerin here and really loosen that up. That might do. That might work. That might do it. And I'm just putting it in here real light. Now it's got glycerin on here. I can move this around, so don't panic. Don't worry. I'm just filling in space here. Usually we'll actually put the water in first, but it's all right. It's okay. Don't panic. It's just an example I'm showing you. But look at, you see how the rocks appear underneath this stuff by putting the water in there. Don't worry about me in the stroke marks. I'll correct that as I get going here. Once again, I'm just showing you an example of how to do it. Now some of the rocks disappeared because I used glycerin, and it's okay. It's all right. I'll just straighten it all out here. Straighten it right out. Come on in there. Okay. All right. Now, because I used glycerin, the glycerin wiped away. If I use just regular paint, it would look, but you still got the look of pebbles and stuff in there. But let's get a sense of depth and even something like this, because there's always a little bit of darkness on the edge, right up in here. Put it in there like that. A little bit here. Pop it in there. Okay. So we got at least the impression of at least a couple of them in there, right? I'll just use black. Kind of show it off here. All right. we'll pop a rock right in there like this. Now, when you do rocks that are on top or coming above the water, okay, kind of got a little, even if they jut out a little bit, but you got to remember horizontal. Keep it straight, no matter what they look like. All right, it's going to still maintain kind of a straight kind of an edge thing. The further you come, the further you go, the smaller, obviously, the smaller they get. You can kind of pop one right up in here if you want, but kind of give a flatness to it still. Okay. I'm gonna pop one back here, have it jut out a little bit, out there a little. Okay. You know, this little thing's popping out there. All right. Of course, I ran out of white because that's just a natural progression of things. All right, more white. Okay. The flow of water with all of this. Obviously, your water is going to go around the rocks, right? Have it go around. You don't have to necessarily use a flat brush like I'm using, but you know, you can. Up to you. And think flat. You got to go flat. Look, flat. Go straight across. Go across your rocks. See this? And this adds to the flow of your water, but you got to keep the line work flat. Even if you curve it, still it's flat. So get more white here so you can see it. Flat, flat, flat. Think flat. That's too thick, but it's all right. If it's thick like that, just make a little waterfall out of it. It's all right. Little rapids. But like I say, this is just an example. Always think flat. Straight across. Straight across. All right. I'm just messing around, but look at what's going on with it already. You understand? So no matter what kind of dip and dive and what kind of turns you have, still think flat. Go straight across. Think flat. Flat, flat, flat. Let's take a baby fan brush here. I'll go into a little bit of white. And we'll kind of get some little rumbly things going on there. Make it look like a little waterfall there. Around in there somewhere. You can add some of that around in here too. And I'm just taking the brush, add little splashes. All this just turns it into like little action thingies. You're just denoting action here. This is kind of going opposite sides. So what I'm doing is making like the water's going over a few of these rocks. Going on the other side there, like so. Just have fun with it, really. The more you add, the more action it looks like what's going on with it there. Okay. Come up here, add little splashes here. Kind of. Really make it like a lot of turbulence going on in there, but you still see your rocks. You still see all sorts of action, and hope some of this is making sense to you guys. Okay. You can start adding like kind of don't matter at this point. You can start adding, you know, all sorts of things to it. I mean, it really depends on what kind of. This ain't gonna work. It's not what I want to do. That's not gonna work. Let's go with let's try one of these. Let's see if this works. I'll just take it and just add some. put it up there like this. And I'm just taking a little brush here and just kind of doing things with it here, little tree groupings or whatever. Put it together here like that. Okay. We'll just kind of mash up the black and white, and we'll kind of add a little something up in here. And once again, you're messing with perspective here. All right, a little more black. So we got like a nice size one right up in here. Once again, I'm not really trying the hardest with it. Of course, as I make them taller, you guys got to see it a little bit more and more. All right. I don't see nobody responding. Nobody's talking. But Marilyn, I gotta see what Marilyn wrote me. It's all right, Marilyn. Oh, got another buddy here. Was that Joel? Hold on, guys. All right, we had to respond to him. Okay. Where's Bruce? Whoever had asked me to do this, I think a couple of people did. But is this making any sense to you guys? I hope. Let me know. Of course, that's not good. Well, it can be seen a little bit. It kind of don't matter. This is only an example. I think Billy asked me about this. Somebody asked me. So let me know if this is making any kind of sense to you guys. Or did I do something that you're confused about? You gotta write and let me know, because I won't know unless you tell me. Okay. It's all good, Madonna. Happy New Year to you. ALSO. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. My webcast, it shows you guys. Okay. Anyway, that's how you do rivers and streams. Your rocks, when you do them, I wouldn't do them with glycerin. Do them straight water, black and white. Usually dark on the bottom, lighter on the top. You know, the reflection of sun and all of that. And you just really do them grouped together. Group them together. As you can see, once you put the water over them, no matter what color the water is, it will give the impression of them being underwater. Okay. Obviously, this is a super quick way of doing it. Then once you put your frothy stuff on there, remember you got to go horizontal. You got to go straight. No matter how curved the water is itself, keep it straight. Okay. Keep it straight. You can add the turbulence, you can add the flow and the curves, but you can still think horizontal, going straight across. Horizontal. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, there was something else that was Bruce had sent me something. Let me see here. To make that disappear, let's bring this up. He didn't. he didn't send me anything. All right, let's get this going again. All right, now Bruce sent me something. I'm gonna show you guys. I think my coffee went cold. Yes, it did. Drat. Okay, let me see. Hold on for a second, Bruce. Let's see. Now I'm on the tablet here. Ah, there it is. Let's take a look at this real quick. All right. That's actually perfect. Let's pull back here a little bit. Let's kind of center that. Let's put the focus on that for 1 hot minute. Okay, Bruce showed me something pretty interesting. Oh, Billy and who was it? It was Billy. It was a few people. I'm sorry, but did you guys understand this? And Billy, did you understand how this was built? Once again, you guys can look at this. All right, and go over it again and again and again, and you can see how I did it. Even though I did it kind of fast, but you guys can see. And the concept of it: all roads lead to Rome. Think about that. All the strokes go in that direction until you do the outside ones. Anything that's outside and flipped goes toward their respective vanishing points. Okay, if you're doing a fold in a petal, remember to make the inside of the leaf dark. That way the outside bright edges show up and give the illusion of a petal flipped over. Okay, whatever petal comes first, that will be covered over by the other preceding petals, no matter on the left or the right side. Okay. Usually when I do something like this, usually if I'm thinking about it, I would flesh out the flower. Then I would probably add the leaves. Okay. So when I do the petals, if I want transparent petals, then the leaves are already there, and then I just go. You you have to think the order through when you do these. Okay, if you guys catch my eyes looking up at this, I'm just looking up at the screen to see where everything's positioned and whatnot. Okay, Bruce had a very interesting photo here, and I can see why it would leave him to be a wee bit confused. This photo, believe it or not, it's actually a perspective shot because of the angle and how those branches are positioned. All right. Here I see how Swina is around. Let's remove this. How am I going to show you this? I do have a piece of. I don't want to show you on that one. But all right. Maybe I can save this. And I'll show you that real quick. I don't want to save that. No, I'll just get some new tape. Forget that. All right. Yuck. All right. We don't need this. Like I say, this is just a lesson. Yes, this is going straight in the garbage. I don't need it. I did, it's too bad. Because I know I'd make a mess if I put it on the other side like that. And it won't stick anyway, so. Yeah. I will just throw it in the trash. It's just a lesson, like you guys got it on video or whatnot, you can share it or whatever. Okay. All right. Let's put that away. All right. Okay, Jessica, I think I can get away with flipping that screen over. Good grief, I think let's see if I can flip this thing. I don't remember ever flipping this. Yeah, we can. All right. Let's make this disappear for 1 second. Okay, as you can see, we have a mess. All right, some of it's dried, some of it's not dried. All right. You just get your knife, scrape up whatever loose paint you have. All right. This is you got a glass palette. Just kind of scrape it up first. Whatever, if it's loose or whatever, or semi-dry, just scrape it up as best you can. Okay. All right. Once again, you got to work smart, not hard. Okay. Rubbing alcohol. Pop some on there like that. Let it stay for a few seconds. Okay. While that's doing that, let me get up from here and get a do I even have it here? No, I got enough. Where do I have the watercolor paper? I'm gonna have to take this mic off. I'll be right back. The watercolor paper, I took it out of my cabinet. It's on the other side of the room. So hold on 1 second. Let me show you guys something after I wipe off this stuff. Of course, you can't hear me very well until I put the mic back on me. There you go. Okay. All right. Let's put him back. There. Okay. Let me show you guys something. All right. This watercolor sheet is absolutely monstrous. Yeah, it's a whole watercolor sheet. And what I do is I use spray glue, okay, and then I just press it together and it makes a nice solid sheet. All right, but that's basically what I do. It only takes a few seconds really to do it. But for the sake of time, I'm not gonna do that for this example. So. Obviously, it's going to open up like a book. That's okay. I got a little something for that. Don't know if I have enough tape. It just don't look like it's going to last. But you guys get to see how I do this every day. Or just about every day. It's a little long, but it's okay. Yeah, it's a little long. Let's cut that off a little bit. All right, as long as I got one side, I'm good with the rest. I think I got enough. I didn't think so. But that's why I got yet another one. I go through a lot of tape, guys. But you guys get to see how I prepare things before I turn the camera on. Hey, Gracie, how you doing? Well, Bruce sent me a little something here. It's a tree, a giant one, with branches all over the place. Okay. All right, Bruce has sent me a monster tree. It's in square formation, not necessarily backlit. Okay, I can see all the details and whatnot that's going on with the tree. All right. Okay, enjoy. Enjoy, Jessica. When you see something like this, I can't take it off of this. It's too far away for the webcam. I could show it to you guys though. Let me see. I just don't want to take it off this, but I'll take it off. I'll show it to you guys. This guy's kind of knew that was going to happen. All right, let's put that back up there. Let's get rid of this. All right. We'll put, Jesus Christ. Come on. Very touchy, this thing. I hope it's the same. Hope it's the same thing. I'll find out in a second. Oh no, I didn't want to look at that. I wanted to look at the tree. Oh great, I see what I did wrong. Alright, I kind of figured that was going to happen with me. Alright, let's find it again. Let's see. Who was on my messenger? I can just pull it up like quick, fast, and in a hurry. No, I got rid of the messenger, so I gotta disappear all of this. I gotta disappear this too. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let it come back up. Bring up messenger. I didn't save it as a and I should have. That was my fault. And of course, when I want to teach something, then people text me. Of course. What I'm gonna do is what I should have done, but I was in the middle of showing people something. Let me just save it real quick. Save. All right, I saved the image. Let's get rid of that. Let's cough that image right up here. Go to my gallery. It should be in Facebook. And I don't see it in Facebook. Okay. Download. I don't see it in download, even though I did save it. This just gets better and better. But I know I saved it. Incredible. Interesting. I tell you, each tablet, phone, they got their own way of either saving or placing files in places. It's not fun. It would be just beneficial to course, now it wants to be slow as a snail. All right, I'm not going to deal with that. That irritates me. On my phone, it would have been done already like 3 times. Do I got this too low? I got it too low. There. The reason why I want to show it to you on the tablet is because obviously the tablet's big enough. Incredible. I have to send it to myself. This is so sad. Incredible. Would you guys believe that this tablet is telling me they can't find my... Well, there you are. You got to spell that exactly right for grayscale painting. Incredible. All right. Well, now that it's found, essentially what I did is just send it to myself. It's sad that you have to do it this way, to be honest with you. Incredible. No, I don't want to edit the story. That was wrong. Alright, let's do that again. What is Google Play Services doing up? Go back here. I'm moving too fast for this thing. Alright, let's try it one more time. Alright, let's get out of that. There you are. Alrighty. Incredible. Incredible. And now that I just did that, I gotta take this thing off its bracket just to show you guys. Anyway, all right, you guys should be able to see it there. Okay, but that's the tree. Okay, that is the tree. I know it's reflected by the plastic. I gotta think opposite, Anthony. Think opposite. Anyway, that's the tree. I'm trying to get it to where you guys see it. All right, but that's the way it looks. Okay. All right, it's got branches all over the freaking place. It's also a very round surface. It is a tree, of course. All right, now I have the image obviously on my tablet, so I can't look at the chat on the tablet. I have to look at the chat on the phone. No big deal. All right. Thank you, Gracie. And she's feeding her guinea pigs. Okay, so the tree is, I can see where it could be a little confusing. Okay, basically for something like this, you gotta first look at its general shape and image. Okay, and the first thing you see obviously is that it's the trunk itself. All right, what will throw you off are the little branches and the highlights that are on those branches. All right, that could be throwing you off a little bit. Okay, you think of it as a series of tubes. You got to tackle each one at a time. Okay, now the picture itself is a square, which is only about that high. It's a square. I'm going to make it a rectangle, obviously. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll sketch it out in pencil first. Well, first of all, it's just a long tube, like so. He's got another tree behind it, another limb. Not really concentrating on that. It has a curve going that way. All right. Like that. You guys don't see this yet until I darken it in. All right. But there is a series of round edges. There's one here. There's one coming off the bottom, but it's not entirely on the page. It's only a part. Okay. And being that it's only part of one, I drew that too big. It's smaller because it's got a curve to it. There's curves all over the place. And the curves are actually further in. So let's go this way. I'm gonna go that way. And then it curves, but it curves and kind of goes up and it kind of meets. Like I say, you guys aren't gonna really see this until I probably blacken it in. Okay, so the other one is actually a little smaller than that circumference wise. Goes in about that size. Then it comes out and it curves upward. Okay. Now, obviously there's going to be corrections because I'm looking at the angles of said tree. And I'm taking it one part at a time. I'm going to tighten up that angle. The angle should be around in here. Like that. It has another branch, circular, up around here like that, and it goes up and out. I'm handling each one a step at a time. You'll see this when I'm gonna take a black marker to this. He got a stump coming out, and it does have a curve. Now remember, this is a square photo I'm putting into a rectangular area. All right, so the dimensions aren't really true or correct, okay, because of just the nature of how the picture is. Square picture, rectangular surface. Okay, that's basically what's going on. Now, what I'm going to do is take a marker to this, okay, and show everybody, show Bruce and everybody what's actually going on here. All right. Now, take a Sharpie. Yes, it's that simple what I just done. And I put, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There they all are. All right. Once again, there's a tree behind it, but that's not really the focus. Okay. Actually, as I'm looking, there's two more. I'll put them in there. It's really kind of hidden by a shadow, but it's pretty neat looking. It's like right here. Okay, and it comes out and it kind of bends. Okay, it comes out and it kind of bends. But there's a funky shadow that goes on with it right around in here. Weird shadow thing happening right there. All right, but there's plenty of shadow things happening because there's one like right around in here, kind of goes into a weird kind of curve right in there. There's shades and shadows all over the place with it, but you got to break it off a piece at a time. All right, okay, all right. And because this thing is it's not really symmetrical, but it's broken off into segmented parts. So it's not really that difficult to kind of put the black all over the place because everything else is really highlights after that. Okay. Now, I don't know if is Bruce still around. Okay, so I'll just kind of put the marker to it. Okay. All right. I'll start from here. tree angles off that way. The main bulk of the tree, I'll put this here. It goes out, comes out here, goes out. A lot of what you see right now is also covered in shadow. All right, really interesting image for this guy. Very interesting. And it's just a series of branches, guys. Really. Series of branches, just like this. You got to kind of play with the perspective with it also. Okay, especially this branch coming near us like that. Okay. All right. Everything's rounded. Everything's a series of tubes and shadows. All right. But I think you guys can kind of see what's going on with it here. Yes, there's a branch coming out this way. I figured I'd throw it up in there, just like that. There is a branch coming out that way. We got this little sneaky fella. Got this one. Got that one. Got that one curving up one. It's like the letter Y, that one going that way. Actually, he actually comes right here. He's got a little weird piece of something actually happening here, like that. Kind of wedges. He's got this weird stick thing happening there. It goes kind of like up the tree, like that. It's some weird thing it's got happening there. All right, anyway, this is your tree, Bruce. That's it. Everything else is just a lot of detail, a lot of bark going on with it. Okay. All right. Now, I'll just take some black here. I should have paused for station identification because I want some more coffee. Hold on for a second. I got some dried up black paint I gotta dig up off of here. All right. This is some apple barrel craft paint here. That should be enough. It's kind of, this stuff is kind of seen better days, I tell you. This is what happens when you don't use it enough. Okay. All right. Let's take, I gotta remember that camera's on. I'll take this. All right, no water, just pure paint because I want it to dry. Not the most difficult painting color-wise. It's just really black and essentially black and white. Okay. Are you still there, Bruce? Now we're just gonna fill in, almost like negative painting. All right, we just fill in the dark areas. Follow me. Just fill it right in, pop it in there. Once again, it's like reverse painting. This probably would look pretty cool if you do it on the correct size, correct formation paper. Remember, I'm using his square picture and I'm painting on a rectangle surface. Okay. I'm filling in the areas that I know that I can fill in comfortably with such a with this 1/8 wide brush. Obviously straight black. Okay. I use plenty of paint because one, I want to try to get these strokes done with one shot if I can. Two, with plenty of black, no medium. If you got a pretty decent brush, it'll hold a nice, crisp, sharp edge, which is needed for the edges, obviously. Okay. If I got spaces that might be a little tight, I'll stay away from them. I'll get to them, but I'll stay away from them, and I'll use a smaller brush. All right. Okay. Well, he can always come back and look at it. It's all good. Basically, when I did this sketch, you look at the general shapes, and then from the general shapes you go into the details. So it's general shapes, then details. General shapes and details. All right. That's basically the crux of it. All right. All right. It's basically a play on light and shade with this tree. So I can understand why it could be intimidating seeing all those branches all over the place, but you just handle it a step at a time. You look at the picture, you examine it, and you just go from there. Okay. I'm spreading the paint across a little more. Like I say, if I get to a point where it might be a little tricky, I'll leave it alone. But right now, everything seems to be good. I can kind of handle it here. And once again, it's primarily black and white, so you don't have to stay awake. If you're tired, take a nap. It's not a requirement to watch me. Take a nap. The video will be here. You can always come back and watch it. What's her name? She's going to be on at 1 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to make it. All right. Anyway, that's basically his tree. Okay. Now, oh, wait a minute. I missed a spot. I missed a spot, but I caught it. I see where it is. It tried to pull a fast one on me, but I caught it. I see it there. I don't want to use the 1-inch brush. I need something a little larger. 3/4 inch should be fine. Right here, right in there. All right, I think we're in there now. This part doesn't matter because it's covered by tape. All right. Now there's a lot of corners such that are really hidden by the darkness. Okay, we'll tackle every one of these a step at a time here. All right, so we're gonna start with this fella here on the bottom. He's half covered. Actually, before I even go into that, let me do something else. We're gonna tone. I'm gonna put some tone to this tree. So I don't want to waste the black paint on my brush. I do have a different variety of white paint. Okay. I'll put a little bit of it right in here. That should be more than enough. This is Waverly paint. It's essentially, it is chalk paint. It dries like granite. Okay, it does. I'm gonna just get a little bit of this. I'll just mix it right in here. I will tone this tree and just get it a little bit lighter. Okay. All right. Let's get a little bit of water. No glycerin, just water, guys. Just water. Plenty of water, actually. Just water it up. Okay. And we're gonna do our little play on the toning of the tree just with this stuff. And we'll just take it and we'll just kind of paint it in there. So I don't have to start off with a stark white tree. Won't be necessary. I'll just kind of, once again, I'll just tone this tree in there. Like so. All right. Okay. We'll just tone it in like that. I'm going to take a little bit of black. Right here down on the bottom. Just like that. You see how quickly I can do that? Okay, just like that. Pop that darkness in, especially on the bottom. Particularly on the bottom edge here. Make it particularly dark. And you let it dry. Pretty much like that. Okay. Let's go back into our tone here. We'll do this one. Tone it right in there. Once again, go into that black, just the corner of it. right here down below. Wipe back and forth. You wipe back and forth to get a nice little shade there. Work it in a little bit darker. Okay. I'll be going back over that because I need that darker. Down, well, like that. Pretty dark. Okie dokie. I got plenty of it here. Let's go here. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. This guy up here, get a little bit of water. This fellow up here, he's shaded in really good. And we're gonna kind of pop him in there. A lot of play on light and shade, like I said. You tackle each subject a bit at a time. Okay. A lot of him, this branch is covered in darkness. Pitch black here. This part, there's light that catches in here. I'll show you. It's really, really weird right in here. The light catches on this side. Okay. And I'll show you what's going on with this. This is where that tree gets creepy looking. Once again, it's all about light and shade. So you gotta really play that. It's got this weird line of dark in there. Up in here. Okay. This odd line of dark. And then he's got this weird pattern of dark in there, like that. So I'm checking it out here. Then he's got this odd backlighting on that branch right here. This weird backlight thing happening there. He's got that weird backlighting thing happening here too. Like that. Okay. And it's odd because that's really where that weird backlighting is pretty much there. Don't know why, but it is. It's really right there. Now here, once again, you gotta really accentuate that bright, that white here. It's very strange. It's like almost bleached here, like that. Okay. Now, to counteract that bleached weirdness, it's black here. It's this weird combination, once again, of black. A lot of it. Okay. Then I'll get this white and pop it in there because it's this weird shine down below. Once again, this is a weird conglomerate of light and shade here. I figured I'd hear some people talking to me. Nobody's chatting. Nobody's saying anything. You're going to give a guy a complex here. Very odd right in there. Then once again, like I said before, we got this odd shadow thing happening right in here. Weird looking. Got this shadow happening right up in there. Okay. All right. Let's continue with that weird tone again. Some more black, white. Get some water, really kind of loosen up that paint. And just continue with that tree tone. All up in here. All this is actually black in there. But we'll deal with that when I get to it. All right. All in here is black, which accentuates once again that tree. Got this weird curve here going into that branch, of course. Right in there. Just odd, very odd. The tree's full of oddities. Kind of pop in some craziness there. All right, here. It's really dark. I don't really want it that dark. So we'll play around with it because you're having black on black, so we'll give it a very deep gray right here, and there's not too much highlight on that branch. Once again, it adds to the creepy factor. You take these a step at a time. You have to. Okay, you really have to. Now usually I would go with the tones that I did and then add all of the other stuff, but I didn't. But it's okay. It's big enough to where you can kind of mess around with it like this. I hope what I'm doing is making some sense to you. It's a concept. It's a technique. Okay. Hey, Trouble, how are you? Good to see you. This is one of Bruce's pictures of his creepy tree. Okay, he had a little issue doing it. Now, once again, what I'm doing is as you do the main shapes, then you start to, once you do the main shapes, then you start to get to the details. All right, and that's basically what I'm doing. You'd be surprised what is actually shown bright and what it isn't. Once again, it just adds to the creepy factor to this this painting. All right. Let's get some solid black, and where I went over it, simply just kind of tighten it up. Here, tighten it up here, just like that. Tighten it up there. You can always straighten things out. Now you have fun. Okay. Basically, most of the tree. All right. There's no stars at night or anything like that. It's just these freaking branches. All right, and that weird highlighting. Okay. All right. Let's take a large palette knife. Let's see what we got here. There's no glycerin, there's no medium, it's just water and paint right now. Okay, this paint is just essentially, well, the apple barrel black is craft paint. The white is a step above craft paint. All right, we're going to get some modeling paste. Can you guys see that? If not, you'll see it up here. Modeling paste. All right. All right. We're going to mix this modeling paste with a little bit of white and black. Obviously. Pop it in there. Put it right in there. Mix it in there. So what it's doing, I'm just giving this paint, this gray, a whole bunch of volume that it does not have if you get craft paint out of a jar. It just thickens the paint up. You can make it, now, modeling paste is clear and it dries clear, okay? And yes, I made quite a bit of it. I'm gonna need to. Okay. The rest of this tree isn't really too difficult to do because you're just adding texture. Okay. All right, made a nice little mound of this stuff. And now you just texture the tree, really. Okay. All right. Let's get some of this main color. We'll spread it out like that. Get a little swipe across. You know how you would do a mountain? Why would I choose craft paint? Because I'm only doing this as an example. It's not really, you know, I mean, if somebody wants it afterward, depending how well it turns out, then I'll put a backing on it and I'll varnish it and whatever. But this is just watercolor paper. There's no backing, there's nothing on it. It's just watercolor paper. So this is just me teaching as an example. That's why I use the cheaper paint and whatnot for it. But that's the only reason why. Like I said, this paint here has got the modeling paste in it. Okay, and I'm just gonna make just texture, really. And it'd be just a series of texture and texture, just making grooves and all that stuff with it. Not very difficult to make the texture. Now the texture that I'm adding on here obviously is the same color as the bark, but that's the fun part, because when you start to lighten this stuff up, all right, you're already going to have texture on here, and it's going to really make this tree stand out, whether you go light or dark. And you're going to see this in a second or two. So all up in here is just me adding texture. You're going to see it. We're going to texture it light. We're going to texture it dark. It's all going to all be in there. Okay. So as I go right along, I'm looking at the tree itself. Get some more of the same color. Now these colors will gradually get darker and darker in certain areas. Not everywhere, but in certain areas. The craft paint or the modeling paint makes it thick enough so it grabs to the paper, adds those interesting little details and patterns to it. And once again, you'll see this as I continuously do this. And I'm going along the path of the tree. I'll tap, slide, tap. And once again, as I add this texture to it, when I put the other texture on top of it, okay, it just gives it a more craggy look as I do this. You go a little bit into the light area, you go a little bit into the dark area. Spread it out. Some of this you won't see because it's the same color of the tree, but I'm adding the texture anyway, so when I get to the lighter grays, there's a lot of transition of color in this. Let's add A little white to it. A little more. Brighten it up a little bit. Okay. Hello, Lori. How are you? Good to see you. Always good to see you. No. I will not use my finger on this. Talk about rough texture here. Hey, Pittsburgh, how are you? This is actually from a photo reference, in case you're wondering. This creepy tree is a photo reference. What I just did is take my palette knife. I must have hit something on the side here. I think I hit the phone. And so it almost fell out of my hand. Oops. It happens. Where am I at here? I have nothing but pure white. Not only is it pure white, but it's just craft paint, no medium or anything. Just the paint itself. Because it is very bright up there. So I'll just use the natural white itself. And it has to be accentuated pretty strongly that it's just that weird white glow that's happening up there. It's just weird. Like I say, a lot of it is really in the lighting that adds to the creepiness of this thing. And yes, it does have strong lighting on a branch just like this. It's just weird. Why did he pick such a creeped out picture? I'll never know. But it is pretty interesting. I mean, definitely a play on light and shade. Definitely. Now this paint that I'm using, the Waverly paint, like I say, if it dries like concrete. You can actually use marker on it and erasable marker on it when it dries. Oh, somebody wrote me here. Hold on. Oh, okay. You don't have to put a title in. Wait, you just go to YouTube Studio, Pittsburgh, and you put your title in there. When you go into Webcaster, you can put a title in there also. And I'm trying to think right now how I do it. I do it all in YouTube Studio. I'll put the title in and everything. I save it. Yeah, I don't really type a title in on the Webcaster because I do it in YouTube Studio on the computer and I leave it be. So yeah, I don't deal with it on in Webcaster. I just do it right there in YouTube Studio. And yep. Then after that, you just have at it. Okay, what I just did for the white, we're gonna do for the black. I didn't add any kind of medium or anything to it, but it's gonna get really interesting. You get these funky gradated patterns with the black paint, with just the craft paint. Very dark. You want these rough, creepy looking edges here. See, this is what I'm talking about when you get into the smaller and smaller details. Just pitch black. Okay, you got this deep shadow here from that branch right in here. You can just put that right in there. It is definitely just pitch black, rough, all in here, all around in here. You curve it around. All these little random things that are happening. You can control your randomness where it's going. Okay, as I'm looking at the actual photo here, yeah, it is dark. All up in here, black. Spread it out. And remember, when it dries flat. Okay, but it's definitely where it's dark at. It's supposed to be dark. And once again, that's how you accentuate your your light areas. You can't have one truly without the other. All right, basically. That's basically what I'm saying. Yes, it breaks up. Now remember, it might show, well, on camera it might not, but live here where I'm looking at it, shows up very strong what it's doing. Okay, that's a shadow there. But once it dries, it will just be matched dried texture. That's it. And where it might be look a little weird off gray, it's really pitch black there, and that's I'm using the knife to make it such. It will be pitch black all in here. Then I'll add its little details on top of that, which is not really too terribly difficult to do considering I put the modeling paste all over it. All right. Oh, you may have to there's a procedure. It has do you remember, I think I sent it to you before, that stream key deal in YouTube Studio? Yep. You redo the stream key in YouTube Studio, then you copy and you paste it into somewhere. You paste it into Webcaster. And you go into preferences. That's why you go to YouTube Studio to do your title, because then you go into preferences and up on top. Not preferences. Is it preferences? Let me look and see, because I can send it to you again. Yeah, go into preferences. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm not gonna leave you guys, and publish destination. Yeah, you go to publish destination, and then you'll see the title you titled in in your YouTube studio, and it will be right there. So I think it's a stream key deal, because it happened to me a number of times. And what you're talking about, that's what it sounds like. And every once in a while, you have to do that. After that, you're not gonna have any trouble. But yeah, they changed their algorithm a while back, and a lot of people were having those issues, including yours truly. So I feel your pain. I went through the same nightmare myself. Like I said, I don't know if Bruce is here yet to see the making of his tree, his creepy tree. But this is basically how you do the creepy tree. Okay. Now I'm looking at the shading and whatnot. I'm taking creative license now, because this branch right here is just pitch black. It's just you know, just jet black. I'm adding. Now this is not entirely black, this limb here. Okay. There's no highlight on this limb at all. Zero. Let me see what Mary said here. Oh, hold on. No, nothing to be sorry about. I told you to ask me. Let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Okay, all through here. Got these grooves and things working in it. Just like that. Now this is very thin paint, and I'm using it's just, you know, the thin paint, moving it around, curving it, just making those grooves in there with the paint. Now remember, the modeling paint's on there, so sometimes it's just a nice little rub across if you have to. All right. Oh, he's fine. You're fine, Mary. You're fine. It's all right. No troubles, no worries. Okay. We're gonna go back into our double loading brush. I can use this one. And basically what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of water, get a little bit of black paint on one side, go back and forth. I think you guys can see this. I didn't shut the screen off. And right here, there you go. It's kind of, because it's pitch black and it fades in. When that dries, it will be pitch black and it kind of nicely fades in there. And that's all I'm doing. Little water, little black paint. You're not going all the way across. Black on the bottom. Just go back and forth. Just like that, back and forth. Just like that. Okay. I think I can make that one down there a little stronger. But you'll capture the effect once it's in there. Let it dry. Just let the paint dry. All right. I'm just getting a little more black. Going back and forth, back and forth. I don't necessarily need to put it really there. I'm just looking where I might need to put some of this. I can kill some of that. Make that smaller. I don't think I need to put it really anywhere else. I'm looking. I don't think I need to put it anywhere else. I think even this down here is fine. Down here, this is all right too. No, I think I'm good. The rest will be pretty neat to do. I'm gonna show you. I don't necessarily have to use a flat brush. I can use a round brush. We'll show you here. This gets pretty cool. Now the rest, once again, like I said, it's just a show on light and shadow. All right, I'm gonna water down this paint. This Waverly paint's pretty good if you don't have titanium white. This is fairly decent stuff, the Waverly paint. You can put water in it. it's like I said, it's a step above craft paint. But this white paint, man, when it dries, it's like taking glued peanut brittle and trying to open it, trying to scrape it off. Okay, it's got these small branches. I think these are the branches that Bruce gets confused with. And now, creative license, you can pretty much go wherever you would like to go. I'm gonna start off in a certain area here. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna go totally white. Let's make it a bright, really bright gray first. Okay. Get some water. I'll go with a bright gray at first. Okay. It will appear white, but it's just a bright gray. And we're gonna come here and we just paint. I don't want to use that, and I know why I don't want to use it. I'll use the script liner brush and plenty of white there. All right. You don't want there's nothing smooth with these branches actually. They're all kind of angular, weird, creepy, sharp edges like this, and it gets really creepy, like stuff like this. Just weird, creepy stuff. Just angled craziness all down here. A series of the letter Y's. Remember, this is not white, this is all gray. Okay, it's got some craziness kind of looping around in here. They're different sizes. They're all over the place, really. I'll double up some in size because they're a little bigger. He's got larger ones just kind of coming off of here like that. I'm just looking at blocks of area, and that's where I'm pretty much concentrating on. There's little like in this black area here, there's a certain amount of branches there doing this thing, and I'm just doing it, just copying that pattern. When you go over in this area, there's certain ones doing their thing there, and you do it that way. So there's all sorts of, like I say, crazy happenings going on with this thing. And once again, creative license. You do this as many as you feel you got the patience for. All right. Okay. You got this little bit. And also remember, keep in mind that I am painting a square picture on a rectangular paper. So that's, kind of a thing in itself also. All right. Okay. And right now, it's not many of them over here on this side, actually. It's all over here. All the creepy is over here. There's a thick one here. Like that. Once again, you have your own creative license. You put whatever. All I know, there's a few of them over there. I didn't even use solid white yet, but I will. Okay. There is a piece of a branch in here, actually. Right in here. It's not entirely highlighted too much, but it is in here. Okay, now as I'm looking at it here, now I'll just use white and you'll see what happens. I will just use all white Oh yeah, definitely. This is how you learn your difference in values and hues and color saturation and, you know, all that quote unquote geek stuff. Okay, bright white, highlight. You don't have to do every branch. They are on a few. Okay, but not necessarily all over the place. I mean, some of them are kind of obvious. They're going to be where, you know, where that little moonlight kind of hits them there. All right. Like this guy right here. It might come here. It'll stop behind that tree, but it'll continue right here. It kind of snakes out there. Let's see, where else am I? Really creepy. Sure, Bruce. What I'll do is when I post it, I'll just yeah, I'll put it right beside it. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm rolling this paint right here beside the edge of the tree here. Strengthen up the edge because it is pretty bright there. You'd be surprised where the light touches on this guy. You know, it won't be in this, like the really super obvious places. Like, I think that's what adds to the appeal of this tree. It's like the tree tells you, I want to be highlighted here, and that's it. I'll highlight myself where I want and leave the rest alone. But what really gets me is this. It's very strong on the photo. And I'm not going to do nothing but just keep it there. That's the way it is, and that's the way I'll keep it. I'm really trying to see if there's anything. I mean, there's like little small things. Like, I mean, just weird looking, you know. A lot of actions going on over in this area here. Why? Don't know. Very, very strange all up in there. I mean, he's got some weird happenings all up in here. It's just kind of odd. He's got weird stuff here, mixed in black and white. Just really, really weird. But you know what? Enjoy yourself doing something like this. How many times do you get a chance to do something like this? You know. So enjoy yourself. Well, yeah, you can do that too. How do you make it come into the foreground? Like this, Fatima. Because what you do, this tree is a series of tubes, okay? And as the tree essentially is the middle ground, whatever branches that are coming towards us, all right, I have something to show you too. Yeah, I guess I can use this. All right, I can show you. I'll explain it to you here. Anything that's in the foreground, this is a perfect example. Okay. All right. Protractor. Okay. It's almost perfect. I'll spread it out here so you would see where it is here. Okay. Where it is here is definitely smaller. As you can see, look at that. See the size difference? Here it is, right here. Okay. Right here. But look at the size of it when I get here. It's almost doubled. So it's smaller here, but as it bends and comes forward towards us, it's larger here. But it's still keeping that same volume, the same shading. You got me? So here it is again. All right. That's the size of it here. But as we get here, look at the size now. Sneaky, right? But that gives you the appearance of it coming towards you and getting larger. Okay. Because I'm painting once again on a rectangular surface, this branch is actually in front of that guy, but you can never tell because I don't have enough room. It's too narrow. All right. So it would have been probably, no, it wouldn't have been better for me to do it horizontal because it wouldn't have been enough space vertically. So this was actually just the best way to do so. Okay, so having something come in the foreground now, look at this. Even though they're on the same side of the tree, but look at this one right here, right? But look at the size of this guy. Okay, as a matter of fact, he's so big, it's huge. It's down off the page here. Because you got to figure, it's that's down below the frame, that branch. Okay, so for it to curve, well, there it is, down there. All right, the curve and go this way. Okay, so it's actually in front of, but you're not going to be able to tell because of the tape. So it's like they're just meeting here, like this. Okay, a lot goes into it, really. All right, let me show you something else here. Okay, this fellow here. Now it's going in the opposite direction. It's away from us. Yet it's larger here, but obviously, okay, and it's tilted and it's going in the opposite direction. Now, what sells all of that is the illusion of volume. Okay, portraying volume on an object that's essentially a giant tube. Okay, put you back in there. All right. Okay, so essentially you're looking at a giant tube here. Now this tube splits off. All right. Yes, it definitely has a dark half, as you can see. All right. Then it has a lit half, but it's also, not only has it have a lit half, but it's also backlit. All right. So somehow you got a light coming here for some reason. All right, but it's really shining here. You figure it would shine here, but it does not. It's on the bottom. You got just a little patch here and then maybe a little bit there. You got one here. It's just weird though, like it's being lit by a stoplight or a stop traffic pole or something like that. It's definitely not moonlight. It's something else going on with it. They give you such an unusual lighting arrangement. This is part of the tree, but it's not lit at all. Okay, this is only lit on the bottom. It's just the oddest thing in the world. But you got all these little tiny guys all lit up here like Christmas tree. It's just the weirdest thing. Okay, what I did not put in here was that little funky stump deal he had right here that shoots off. That's the only thing I didn't put in here, but other than that, everything else is in there. All right. Let me see, did anybody else ask any other questions? As I sign my name to this. Now, if anybody's interested in this thing, then I'll put a backing board on it, or I'll at least glue it. I'll varnish it and glue it. You know what? I won't do that. Not with white. I'll do it in black. I'll put my signature in black. I'll just put my signature in the tree. They'll have to look for it. But it'll be in here. I'll just put it. I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it right here. It's all good. There. Like I said, they're gonna have to look for it, but it's there. All right. Let's dump this. You're welcome, Bruce. You're definitely gonna have to check it out where I started with this to see how because I didn't know where you were. I did call out to you a few times, but you're probably pretty busy. You see how I put it all together. A lot of it is well, to remain faithful to the tree. All the lighting in the shading areas are definitely there, especially that part. That little piece there. It's got one here, a little underneath. Nothing here, nothing here. Okay. The kind of the gray stuff going on in here. Got the highlights and everything. All those little barely sparkly little lights going on back there. There's nothing else added because it's just completely jet black, which once again adds to the mystique of this tree. Like I said, if anybody's interested in this, my email's up there. I will varnish this. The other half of this video is in the garbage because I'm looking at it. So, of course. I tape my edges. To me, my opinion, it just gives me a slightly more professional look when I do it. Okay, I did not. Now the first one I used spray glue and glued it. Obviously, I didn't glue this part. It looks like a giant open picture book. All right, but if someone's interested, I will spray varnish it and press it down, and that will be that. All right. Yeah. It was fun to paint. You're doing one of my things, driving. I understand. But yeah, I'll spray I'll glue this, and it's almost dry, completely dry, because I didn't use any medium or anything. But as I'm chatting with you, I guess I can close it a little bit, right? I'll take it off the 3-camera deal too. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. I'll take it off 3-camera deal. You'll see how wide it is. It's not really showing you how wide it is. What did I do? Jessica might be taking a nap, or she might be around. But anyway, this is craft, more or less craft paint. Not too difficult to get rid of. This stuff here, this wave release stuff, you might have to work with. All right. So I'll let it sit there for a few minutes. I don't need camera 3. My face doesn't need to be on there. I'll put it on number 4 here. No, yeah, I'll put it on number 4. That takes out one of these. It takes out my face. All right, now you see how wide it is. All right, and I'll have to focus on it there a little bit. Okay, so you see it's not, it stretches it out there. Still pretty nice size, as you can see, painting. All right, this is 12 by 16, I believe, when it's folded in half. All right, there we go. Yeah, okay, so it's coming right up. Once again, it's craft paint. That wave release stuff, when I tried it with, what did I try it with? Window cleaner, Windex. Yeah, it wasn't going nowhere. Rubbing alcohol, yeah, it's gone. And I use the 91% stuff. Okay. Now, when you get a lot of globby stuff like I have here, instead of trying to wipe it off with a towel, now I got the glass taped to yet another. No, I thought I did. But I'll just take it and I'll just dump it right into the garbage there. Then all the rest, I'll just wipe it off with a towel. Okay. I did not want to put it all in there. So now I gotta peel this mess off. I think I can get it off of here unless it glued shut. I did not want that on there like that. No, it's glued in there. I'm gonna have to clean it the old-fashioned way. You see it then crept on. That was my fault. I should have angled it toward the center. So that was on me. I just sprayed on my hands there. Yeah, all that was on me there, but it's all right. Like I say, this rubbing alcohol, it eats this stuff away, so no big deal. No biggie. Also, it is a tree on your property. Okay. Definitely an unusual fellow. Good lighting for the look. There. Now I got stuff underneath it. I can just wipe that off. This was another easel that I used. I just covered it with industrial duct tape. So it's like super plastered on there. Underneath you get paint caked up. Especially me from all the consistent use. Okay, I got a towel on my lap. You guys don't see me with the underneath of this board. But I'm just wiping it off underneath where the paint got stuck underneath the rubber part. It is just me just wiping it all off. Because like I said, that was my error. Getting it wedged in there like that. No big deal. Just wipes off. Wipes clean. Like I said, that was my fault. I should have poured it off in the middle and not the corner. That was my bad. Okay, that's it. Clean it off. No fuss, no muss. There she goes. All right. Let's say goodbye to that. Okay. Alrighty. Reflecting off the snow. Okay. Oh, that's right. You guys got tons of snow. I keep forgetting. You guys got real snow. If I took a picture outside, you guys would be angry. We have nothing. Zero. We had like a few flurries this morning. I could have actually counted how many there were. It's like 40. But we have none. Everybody else is getting the snow we're supposed to have. It reached everywhere except New York. So at least Utica. I think some of the surrounding areas, some of the higher elevations may have it. Maybe, question mark. But we didn't get jack. We got zero. All right. But all right. I think that's enough of me running my mouth. Hey, Rosemary, if you're still, Mary rather, if you're still here, aren't you, let me see something. Hold on. Ooh. I don't know if you guys are even on. I thought you and Diana would be on today. Oh yeah, you're still here. Were you guys supposed to be here, be online? Why does it do this? Let's see here. No. I don't see it. I thought you guys were on today. Later on today. Maybe not. I'm just on my tablet. I'll just put it back on my channel here. Okay. Tuesday. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, there's no more questions. I did the flower. I did the river with rocks. I might come back to the river with rocks. All depends. If I do it, it'll be a late night thing. Okay. You guys don't see me here. I just wanted to show you this full screen. I guess I'll go back to the other one because I'm looking into the camera talking to it, but no one sees Jack. This is the only thing that's a kind of a pain. Actually, this is fine. Yeah, I might return back to it tonight. Who knows? The rocks and river thing, it gives me something different to do, and I'll do it in color. All right. I'm trying to think of what else. All right, Jessica. I'm going to, well, I got rehearsal tonight, so it might be another late night one. My rehearsals are at 7. It's going on 3 o'clock now, 20 minutes to 3. So, just gotta see if there's anything else I gotta do anymore or any other running around. I don't know yet. So, have no idea. All right. Okay. I'm tired of looking at my face. Let's change this. All right. Let's put that up there. All right. You don't see the, well, actually, I can just put it back to number 4. We don't need that. Let's put it back on 4. Not the audio 4, picture 4. There we go. When it does that, you don't see my face. All right. There's a few different settings on my switcher. So, no happy dance. I caught it. No, we don't do happy dances here. I don't own that one pair of sparkly pajamas. This is a happy dance finger puppet free zone here. All right, guys. Let me stop teasing Marion and Diana. I shall see y'all when I see you. Like I say, I might return to that river and stones thing, because that sounds like a pretty interesting image. Jessica probably will be on in a few hours herself. So you guys can go ahead and check her out. All right, let me go see if the dog, well, first the dog got to get taken out. So I'll take him out and get myself ready for rehearsal in a few hours. So everybody take care. I shall see you when I see you. Till then.